We begin at 5:30 with the breaking developments on the campus tragedy at Brown University. Thanks for joining us. I'm Kim Kalunian.
I'm Mike Montecalvo. Police have now identified a person of interest in Saturday's shooting, but have not released that person's name yet. That was confirmed by the Target 12 investigators. Multiple sources with direct knowledge of the investigation told Target 12 the search has intensified over the last 24 hours. Let's give you a live look here at the Providence Public Safety Complex. We're still awaiting an update from local, state, and federal officials.
Now, once they provide that update, of course, we will bring it to you live. We have team coverage of the campus tragedy, so let's go live out to Kayla Fish at Brown University, who's joined by our law enforcement analyst, Stephen O'Donnell. Kayla?
Well, Kim and Mike, it's really been plenty of developments, really intensified in the last, I would say, hour or so since we came on the air at 4 o'clock. We've learned through Target 12's confirmation that a person of interest has been identified. We also learned that Target 12 has confirmed they are investigating a link between what happened here at Brown and a shooting affecting an MIT professor in Brookline, Massachusetts. We don't know the name of this person of interest publicly yet, but police do. Why is that?
It is not to deflect from helping. It's really investigative tools. Hold tight onto that, pursue them. We're hearing too, this is a person of interest or more. It's going to turn into a suspect. If it's not a suspect already, that's a little more sophisticated than we may have given credit to. But the police know that. So the point is, they're not going to share that till they're certain they've exhausted every lead that they cannot catch this person in a short period of time. So you got to give them that chance. And then if that doesn't pan out, then my guess is they'll release information, and that is going to open up a treasure trove of information from the public, calls, but some of those calls have to be looked at that aren't legitimate, even though the people that call in may think they are. So thinking about thousands of calls that would come in, that's my guess. They're going to try their best to take this person off the street, but if they do exhaust that, you're going to hear this person's names pretty quickly.
Now, again, this possible link between what happened here and what happened affecting the MIT professor, what does that mean? What exactly are they looking at in terms of any potential link between these two cases?
Yeah, no one's talking about it, and rightfully so, but it could be anything. And it could be that the suspect at Brown is the suspect of the murder of the MIT professor. That might not be the case. It might be a gun. Mutual gun, the same gun was used, who knows? It may be a car, a vehicle that left the scene that might match this vehicle that was here. And the big unknown here is, how did this suspect, or this, I'll call it a suspect, how did that person who committed this crime leave the jurisdiction? So that jurisdiction in Mass, coordinating with the Mass State Police, FBI, local police, may work in conjunction with the investigation here. It matches up. So it could be multiple things, but it doesn't mean that's a shooter, but a lot of things that connecting the dots could mean that.
Now, again, we were told at least yesterday that officials plan to give an update on this case at 4 o'clock. It is now after 5:30. We are still awaiting an official time for that update from officials. What does that say to you that they haven't come out and publicly said anything yet?
Well, they're definitely pursuing. There's no question. They're pursuing a specific person. They know who that is. But again, to push it out to the public at this point in time, for their perspective, they're probably not prepared to do that for multiple reasons. And that's the investigative tools. Hopefully, this person's off the street before they come to a press conference, so we can, I don't think we can celebrate. We can at least have a pause. The people that have been impacted by this. This is not just the people that have been injured, not just the people who've been killed, the entire community of Brown, but a bigger community that you don't even know how many people go to college that are watching this unfold. That, am I going to send my kids back to school in 2 weeks because this person's still on the street?
Yeah, certainly it would be a sigh of relief if that person is apprehended.
Absolutely.
All right, and we will continue awaiting an update from officials. In the meantime, we also got some good news in terms of the status of the students who are still hospitalized. Their status has all been upgraded, so that is good news from Rhode Island Hospital. Again, as soon as we learn of the time of that update from officials, we will bring it to you live, as Kim and Mike mentioned. But for now, we'll send it back to you guys in the studio.
All right, Kayla, thank you. Some more breaking developments just into the newsroom regarding the campus tragedy. Authorities tell Target 12 they have located an abandoned vehicle in New Hampshire that is of interest to investigators in connection with the Brown shooting.